Right now on your fast track to 7, rain, drizzle, a wintry mix. It's all a possibility on this 15th day of December, depending on where you are in the valley.
Yeah, we want to get a check right away this morning on your fast track with our forecast meteorologist Lisa Green with the very latest. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, and some of that is starting up already for us this morning. The main event hitting tonight and into Saturday morning, but there are some pockets here where we've got some icy conditions potentially out there and some weather that is on the active side. This is our view in Grand Forks. You can see our visibility is down a bit here. We've got some moisture moving into the city, and we'll eventually see that potential for some wintry mix going on here within the next couple of hours. We'll show you that on the radar in a second, but right now things are looking just a little bit more on the murky side this morning with some gentle movement to our flags in Grand Forks. Here's a look at our temperatures. We're right at the freezing mark there, so that's the concern, is our temperatures are at or below freezing in parts of the northern valley, Grand Forks included. Devil's Lake at 30 degrees right now. Jamestown in the west also at 31 degrees. And you can see the wind in these areas out of the north. We've got cooler air moving in out of the north. And then on the other side of the boundary, it's still pretty mild. Fargo's at 39. It's 39 in Fergus Falls. Bemidji's at 37. And so Southern Valley, it's more just kind of nuisance stuff, at least to start the day, before we see our temperatures drop tonight and it get a little more on the tough side for travel. So here's a look at the latest radar. We've got two areas, an area of rain and drizzle going on in Lakes Country in Minnesota, and then that line of mixed precipitation that's mainly north of Highway 2 crossing over into that Devil's Lake area, and that is dropping southward and will continue to do so heading into the morning hours today. And so eventually places like Grand Forks will see some of that moisture be a possibility, and then eventually this all just kind of moves southward and we end up with more development into tonight. And so that's when things will start to get more active, and we're looking at the potential for some icy or snowy roads. Here's a look at the planner for students out of the bus stop this morning. Now this is more for the Southern Valley where temperatures are milder. We're looking at some upper 30s, and then into the afternoon we'll see temperatures reaching the upper 30s again, so kind of holding in that range, and that potential for rain starting up more into the afternoon and evening for students heading home from school. Now if you're in the Northern Valley, again, it's a little colder there. We're already seeing a little bit more of moisture in some of those areas too. So something to keep an eye out for, and you can always check for the latest where you are on the VNL weather app. Now heading into the weekend, expect to have that snow changeover into Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, if you had plans to travel, want to check those road conditions on the app as well, and we'll be keeping you updated too. Eventually that snow moves on and we end up with a more pleasant afternoon as temperatures climb above freezing, but it may take a little bit to melt some of that snow. Then the rest of the week leading up to Christmas, still looking very mild, 30s and 40s coming up here in the next 11 days, and that now includes Christmas Day, which may be the coolest of the stretch, about 30 degrees for the high, with a chance for a little bit of snow too. So Christmas may be looking more like Christmas here in the forecast.
Yeah, more like we're used to anyway.
Exactly.
Lisa, thank you. 6:53 right now. 2 men are seriously hurt after a rear-end crash on I-29 just south of Grand Forks. The Highway Patrol says an 81-year-old man from Devil's Lake was traveling below the speed limit when he was hit from behind by a driver from Thompson, North Dakota.
Charges being upgraded against the man accused in the death of a Mercer County, North Dakota deputy. Ian Kramer now facing a murder charge in connection with the crash that killed Deputy Paul Martin. Kramer also faces charges of reckless endangerment, fleeing, and drug violations. He's the son of North Dakota U.S. Senator Kevin Kramer.
Officials say that Ian Kramer crashed head-on into an unoccupied patrol vehicle during a high-speed chase last week. Martin was standing outside of that vehicle and died from impact. The number of people crossing state lines into Minnesota to get an abortion is spiking after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade. Researchers say the number of out-of-state patients jumped from 9% in 2020 to 30% this past year. Abortion access is protected by a 1995 Minnesota Supreme Court decision. Minnesota also has so-called shield laws designed to protect people who come to the state to get an abortion and to protect the doctors who provide the procedure. Hector Airport in Fargo is adopting the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program, a program to build awareness and comfort to travelers who have disabilities that aren't visible. The program uses the symbol of the sunflower to discreetly signal to others that they have a disability and might require extra assistance.
A roofer is in the hospital after falling from a building in downtown Fargo this week. The person was working on the new Kilbourne building on 4th Avenue North when it happened. That person works for Pierce Lee Roofing, which issued a statement saying they're working with authorities on the current investigation. A man is facing charges in Cavalier County for allegedly strangling a woman who was holding a toddler. Stephen Cabrera is charged with aggravated assault and child neglect after the police were called to a home in Langdon on Monday. Court documents say the victim had red marks on her neck consistent with being strangled. It's become a common occurrence, missing person cases in the region and right here in the FM Metro.
Right now, there are 195 open cases in Minnesota, more than 30 reported in North Dakota. The Valley Today's Alex Larson joins us live in studio with details on these cases. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Jordan and Ashlyn. Across the country, more than 600,000 people go missing each year, and 87% of those are found within 2 days. The Fargo Police Facebook page seems to have pictures of missing people every week, many of them runaways, other times vulnerable or at-risk adults. Police now have a lot of technology at their disposal, like planes, drones, the ability to locate cell phones, as well as vehicle tracking systems. But it's not always possible to tap into those. Officials say it has to be an urgent situation, like missing elderly people with medical issues, to access the tracking right away. When they can access the tracking, cases get solved pretty quickly.
Nobody these days goes anywhere without their cell phone. So if you can get that cell phone location, yeah, we're probably going to find them. But you can't just say, "Oh, somebody came into the department and made a missing persons report, so I'm going to get into their cell phone and find them."
Officials say police agencies take missing persons reports no matter how long the person has been missing, whether that's an hour or 3 years. Jordan, Ashlyn.
Important information there. Alex Larson reporting in studio. Thank you. Families in Moorhead have been waiting for more than 2 years for the new high school, and we're finally getting a look inside this morning. The school district is giving tours to the media, so be watching for that later on air and online today. Construction started in the summer of 2021, and students and staff will be moving into the new building right after the holiday break.
The first phase will include access to the academic wings, pool, and common and athletic areas. And a big reminder, public tours are scheduled to happen this Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. Winter commencement ceremonies wrap up today at NDSU and UND. 2 ceremonies are scheduled for NDSU happening today at 2 and 5, both in the Sanford Athletic Complex.
UND's events are at 1 and 4. Those are at the Chester Fritz Auditorium. MSUM graduated students earlier this week. Not everyone loves clearing snow. In fact, I really don't know anyone who does, especially after a big storm. But the task will just be a bit easier for 2 FM Metro veterans this season. Shields Sparklight and the American Heroes Outdoors Group teamed up to give away snow blowers to some veterans.
The team surprised vets at their homes in Fargo and West Fargo just yesterday.
We're just happy to be able to honor some of our local veterans with these brand new Toro snow blowers. It's going to be, I mean, yeah, we haven't had much snow yet this year. Don't really need a snow blower yet, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Oh yeah, we all know it's going to happen. One veteran got a gas snowblower, another got an electric one. Well, Sanford Health in Fargo is out with the most popular baby names for the year. For the boys, up first, number 1 is Oliver, followed by Henry, William, and then Hudson. Oliver was number 1 for the 3rd year in a row.
Yeah, what's in a name? For girls, the name Charlotte is at number 1, followed by Evelyn and Nora. The hospital delivered more than 9,000 babies this year, with July being the busiest month for birthdays.
Aw. Well, for the kiddos at home, Santa's house at the North Pole is not for sale, but you can take a look at it on Zillow.
Yeah, the real estate website is offering an AI-powered tour of Kris Kringle's digs. It includes a virtual treasure hunt. Now, Zillow says the 2-bedroom, 2-bath home is worth nearly $1.2 million.
Wow.
I think it's priceless to a lot of folks, though. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on.
We're so glad you could wake up and join us here on the Valley Today on your Friday morning. It's always nice to see you guys there. Thanks for joining us again. Take care, everybody. I'm Ashlyn.
And I'm Jordan Schreier. Have a great day.